Good morning, welcome to Squawking 1200. Today I'm going to do a towered airport to a non-towered airport flight. We're going to start at Kilo Bravo Delta Lima, Bradley Airport, Hartford, Connecticut. More accurately, Windsor Locks to Kilo Bravo India Delta, Block Island. Going to be in the airfoil app, Cessna 172. Alright, let's get this thing started up and then we'll do some navigation. Battery, beacon, mixture full, positive fuel flow, 1, 2, 3, crack the throttle, alternator, and avionics. I'm going to go turn on the airplane for a second. I'm going to go by the Groton VOR, which is frequency 110.85. Alright, as this warms up, we're going to log into Pilot2ATC. Connected. Find the frequency. Listen to the weather.
Bradley INTL information Charlie. 1100 Zulu weather. Wind calm, visibility more than 10. Sky conditions 20,000 scattered, 35,000 scattered, temperature 14, dew point -10. Altimeter 2992. Arriving runways 06, 01, departing runways 06.
Alright, I'm going to pause that for a second. I wanted to run with real weather today, match the conditions. Downloading. Alright, there we go. It's a little better. I don't want it to be too cloudy. Give the game a second to update here. There we go.
Bradley INTL information Charlie. 1100 Zulu weather. Wind 190 at 7, visibility 10. Sky conditions 1,700 few, 13,000 scattered, 25,000 broken, temperature 18, dew point 17. Altimeter 2980. Arriving runways 06, 01, departing runways 06, 01. Advise on initial contact you have Charlie.
Alright, there we go. That's the weather. It's a 2980. That matches field level. Going to set the GPS key. Alright, this should be better. Menu, enter, activate leg. Good. Next up, we have the weather, information Charlie. We're going to put our flight plan into Pilot2ATC. So we're going to go new. We'll say 3,500. Ground speed 100. Probably plenty. We're going to add KBDL. Going to add GON. Going to add KBID. Block out. Validate. File. I'll get clearance delivery, I believe. So I did. Clearance delivery. We can go with our help button here. Does that pop up on your guys' screen? Alright, so you got this help. So now we're going to request VFR clearance. You can either say it with your push to talk, or you can just hit the say it feature.
Cessna 12 Bravo ready to copy VFR clearance.
Cessna 12 Bravo cleared VFR to Kilo Bravo India Delta with radar advisory service at 4,500 feet. Squawk 3341 advise of altitude changes and move. Departure on 123.9 or 5.
Alright, now we can, I found that reading back complicated instructions takes a lot of practice, so a lot of times, for accuracy, I just use the say it feature. Excuse me. I'll give it a try. Cleared VFR to Kilo Bravo India Delta. Maintain 4,500 feet. Squawking 3341. Departure on 123.905. Cessna 12 Bravo.
Cessna 12 Bravo read back correct. Altimeter 2980 expect runway 19 contact ground on 121.9 when ready to taxi. Good day.
Expect runway 19 contact ground on 121.9 for taxi. Cessna 12 Bravo.
Hey, runway 33 taxi via Sierra.
Alright, before we get ready for taxi, in Pilot2ATC we can do runway. So 19er is way over here. Not sure how. Seems like would make the most sense. We're parked here, here, follow this up, loop around, and up. But we'll find out when we contact ground. That's it. Alright, set our squawk code. 3, 3, 4, 1. See if this works.
Hey, Bradley Ground, American 793 to push off gate 28, and PDC didn't say anything about getting a call to clearance. I think we're going to be ready to go.
Actually, it's already set up from one of my previous flights for the Groton bore. That's all set.
Jazz 25, Bradley Tower, are you ready? Jazz 25, traffic's on a 6-mile final to runway 24, runway 33. Wind 190.
Alright, looks like we're ready to taxi. Taxi light on. 121.9. Cessna 12 Bravo, ready to taxi.
Cessna 12 Bravo taxi to runway 24 via taxiway Sierra, Charlie. Hold short runway 15, and runway 19, and runway 24.
Taxi to runway 24 via taxiway Sierra Charlie, hold short runway 15 and runway 19 and runway 24 Cessna 12 Bravo.
Alright, that was a little bit more on the complicated readback, so that's why I use the save feature. I'm going to click on the taxi button. This is Sierra, this is Charlie. That's a hold short, hold short, hold short, go. Alright. Break off. Alright, time for a sip of coffee. I'm going to set my autopilot 4,500 as a reminder. Coffee's pretty good this morning. Check in. Check in. So if you haven't tuned into the stream before, this is the Airfoil Lab Cessna 172. I'm using X camera. I have 11 AI aircraft dialed in. This is what I consider my home airport. When you're practicing Pilot2ATC, it's better to I found it better to practice with something that's medium size that you're familiar with. Just seems to help a lot. So right now I'm on Sierra, taxiing to Charlie. Nice little helicopter on the right there. Oftentimes the computer will just give you the automatic cleared to cross 15 Cessna 12 Bravo. And for the cleared to cross, for those readbacks, I just use the push to talk feature. Had no problem. Whoa. I'm trying to look around and taxi. It's a crazy wind. 7 is pretty strong today. Know what it is? It's this helicopter in front of us. Just going to slow down. Looking for taxi. We have to follow this helicopter. Jeez, that's a lot of rotor wash. Excuse me. You can drive right through the AI aircraft. They're not all that smart. Pilot to air traffic control does not control them.
Cessna 12 Bravo cleared to cross runway 19.
Cleared to cross 19er, Cessna 12 Bravo. Gonna go across. There is an alert button on one of these. Alright, so I should have the traffic alerts on. It's nice, we actually have some airport traffic. I tried running JAR's X-Life free demo with this in Boston. I had no frame rates. It was horrible. Flip this to the GPS mode. Next thing up, now that I'm kind of getting rolling, I gotta hit my Twitch chat. So if anybody that's been in the chat, just hang on a minute. I'll prop wash. Duh.
I'm really excited about the Dream Section Go. It's going to be an amazing product to travel with.
Yeah, this is annoying.
Through security. I'm really excited about the Dream Section Go. It's going to be an amazing product to travel with.
Yeah, this is annoying.
Through security.
Alright, here we are. We're going to do a quick run up here. Alright, here we are. We're going to do a quick run up here. Alright. Parking brake set. Nav, strobe, landing light on, mixture full. Parking brake set. Nav, strobe, landing light on, mixture full. Alright, it's ready to go. We'll line up.
Cessna 12 Bravo contact tower on 120.3. Enjoy your morning.
Contact tower on 120.3, Cessna 12 Bravo. So we'll go to the hold short line here. One, 2, 0. totally missed that. Give you some engine noise. We're on the tower frequency now. Cessna 12 Bravo, ready for departure, runway 24.
Cessna 12 Bravo, winds are 180 at 6 knots, cleared for takeoff. Runway 24.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 24, Cessna 12 Bravo.
Cessna 12 Bravo, you are cleared for takeoff on runway 24.
Yeah, that's alright. Try the save feature.
Cleared for takeoff runway 24 Cessna 12 Bravo.
Landing on me. So after departure, I'm going to turn left. Excuse me. This is ortho scenery. Approaching pattern altitude. Gonna hit the nav, GPS, nav, and arm, and 600. So climb at 600 feet to 4,500. Not sure if I have to wait for the departure frequency from tower, but I don't think so. Go back a little bit. It's like a cruise climb, just nice and easy. I don't know why the Twitch chat is just spinning. Quick Google search. Check console log.
Cessna 12 Bravo, contact departure on 123.905. Have a good morning.
Contact departure on 123.905, Cessna 12 Bravo. One. 123.905. Cessna 12 Bravo at 3,500, climbing to 4,500.
Cessna 12 Bravo, good morning. Radar contact.
Alright, back to the Twitch chat. Approaching 4,000. Why did that just kick off? That's one of those weird anomalies. I don't know why. All of a sudden during climb out. If anybody knows the answer to that, let me know as I work on this Twitch issue. Alright, coming up on our altitude. Coming back up on our magenta line. This should have been fixed a while ago, but when that autopilot kicked off. Check our EGT. Yeah, I'm not sure why the chat's not working. It's going to take a little bit bigger investigation. I don't know, the things seem to stop now, so I'm going to I'm going to log into my own account and then okay, so the chat seems to be working again. That's me. EGT's good, 4,500. Once we get out of the Bravo, we can probably won't really need that much air traffic control. I don't know if we need it over Groton. It's not Class B. Probably just wait for the handoffs. This is default scenery, default clouds. I think they keep working on it, it's getting better. Personally, X Enviro, SkyMax, I think I'm going to wait for the third party if Active Sky. That looks pretty good, pretty promising anyways, before I make a commitment to a weather engine. $20 to the first mark. Now that might even be flight total. Where's the clear button? There we go. Clean up the GPS view. Checking with Pilot2ATC. Everything is looking good on this side. Don't think there's anything we have to change. When we get close to Block Island, we're going to want to use CTAF calls. Common Traffic Advisory Frequency. I'm going to look up on Sky Vector, Block Island. The CTAF frequency will be 123023. Alright. Good time for another sip of coffee. Hang on. Oh, it's so good. Probably once we get over the Groton VOR, I'll start my descent. EGT's good. Just enough fuel to get us there. Everything looks awesome. Let's do a couple different views here. This view is turning out to be one of my favorites, as I call this like the center GoPro camera view. Still simming 24 to 30 frames. Stuff's really jacked up as far as anti-aliasing. I did do some configuring in the
Cessna 12 Bravo, contact Boston Center on 124.85. Enjoy your morning.
Boston Center on 124.85, Cessna 12 Bravo. So I'm going to switch 124.85. Cessna 12 Bravo, 4,500 level.
Cessna 12 Bravo, good morning. Radar contact.
Da, 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 da. Nice. Everything seems to be working very well today. to my chat. So far, not going to curse it, but this has been one of the smoothest Pilot2ATC sessions that I've had. I don't feel like I've made really any mistakes in the air traffic control system, and it's playing along really well. The CTAF thing will get a little bit weird as it recognizes certain parts of CTAF, but then the responses are just weird, so I just ignore it. Activated the VOR view, so this is the one we're going to, then we're going here. Didn't try any flight sim economy today. My Cessna current, last I looked, was at Dulles Airport. I flew that over there yesterday. If all goes well, I'm going to upload this to YouTube this morning. And so far I've done no editing of my videos, so you get to see all the flaws of me, all the flaws of Pilot2ATC. My goal is just to get better, get to learn Pilot2ATC, transition to more VATSIM in Pilot Edge as I develop the ear for listening, the sequencing of events as far as ATIS, ground, tower, departure, getting all of those working consistently well. So I kind of need to know what to expect a little bit easier. You hear your calls to and from air traffic control, you're able to write them down, you're able to use shortcuts. So far so good with that. It's definitely helping. Pilot2ATC is definitely helping with learning the air traffic control. A couple things I need to figure out is, like today, entering on a left downwind. When I arrive at Block Island, I'm going to have to, once we get okay to listen to the weather, pretty much going to guess that the wind direction is going to be the same. So it's going to be coming 190, so it's going to be really coming from the south, so we're going to have a right crosswind. I should be able to enter runway 10. Double check that, I'm pretty sure it's runway 10. Yeah, 10 and 28. So I want to enter 10. So I think really the next thing Boston Center should do is give us permission to leave the frequency. I think I could put in Boston Center traffic chatter, and I think it would work. And we would hear more noise in the background. I know we get it at most of the airports when we're on the correct frequency that's dialed in, but I don't know if I have center traffic plugged into this, so it's one of those I should look into. It's pretty easy. Basically, you go to liveatc.net, go to the airport that you want to download the traffic from. There's a couple, I don't know if they're WAV files, MP4s, and then Pilot2ATC has a place where you just put them and they load up. Looks like there's a few more Twitch channels about squawk codes. I think I'm going to favorite a couple of these. Squawk standby, squawk mode Charlie, squawk 92. Looks like we have 3.8 miles to the VOR. We can probably set up the next one. Actually, I think this is set up for Block Island. Yeah, it is. $39 miles total. I do have custom scenery on Block Island, the Pilot Plus, Kilo Bravo India Delta. I have also over here I have KACK, Kilo Alpha Charlie Kilo, for Nantucket. Looks like we got some nice cloud clearing as the further south we go. The morning haze looks pretty good. Captain Duckman, welcome to the stream.
Cessna 12 Bravo contact Providence approach on 125.75. Have a good morning.
Providence approach on 125.75, Cessna 12 Bravo. 125.75. Cessna 12 Bravo at 4,500.
Cessna 12 Bravo, good morning. Radar contact. Expect runway 28.
Captain Duckman, I probably, okay. This is the background chatter, so of course it pops up at the worst time. Might have to lower the sim sound. But what I found, sometimes when the aircraft's creeping around, make sure you're on the latest 1105. Also check flattened runways, because if they're not level, you definitely creep backwards. Check the wind. It could be a glitch if it's a certain aircraft. I don't know if it's a ported X-plane like 10 aircraft or if it's one of the newer ones. Check it with the defaults 172 and see if it does it with that.
123.67. You brother departure, radar contact. On maintain 10,000. Dig in the altitude. Sir, 3,000 something, and we got the traffic, just one close. So, bring the rate, 63 November, descend and maintain 2,500.
Yeah, if it didn't do it yesterday, maybe try. I would think. Hang on, let me figure out where to put this sound down. OBS, where'd you go? I'll turn down the desktop audio. Hopefully it doesn't interfere. No, it's still loud in my headset. Did you restart the computer or the sim? Those are the other things that cure weird glitches for me. So yeah, same. Yeah, I would just try restarting the computer or restarting the sim. I have weird glitches. I'm going to run out of fuel today. Yeah, there's certain things that are just, I think, weird anomalies that we have to live with in these games. I still think we have a long way to go to figuring out like the conversion to making everything with the, what is it, the PBR, the metal, the plugins that all work together. So I'm really accepting of a lot of weird glitches, and if I can deal with them, I deal with them. Some people love like Fly with Lua. I would love to embrace that, but I see so many glitches with Fly with Lua, so I'm not installing any of that. Oh yeah, welcome to the chat, Joe the Bro. Yeah, I'm pretty new at like all this streaming stuff. I don't have a webcam yet. So it's just stuff that's going to be on my way. I picked Pilot2ATC because I didn't see anybody doing this as a general aviation stream. I bought it a little while ago, so I'm still learning the program. It's got its own series of bugs and glitches, just like anything else. But it does add a lot to the sim. I found it's been worth the money. It's really helped me develop the hearing part. So Captain Duckman, that was is that like a flight sim economy thing where you had to dump the fuel so that your flight would count? I had that with my Malibu. funny, in my enthusiasm to leave and try to get this thing straight and true, I don't really follow the checklist. I'm not a super checklisty type of guy, but I'm going to have to really learn, because this fuel is going to be pretty close. I'm probably going to be gliding in. Yeah, another anomaly, the fuel burn rates. Some guys seem to be like they're trying to correct some of this stuff, like AeroSim Gaming. He makes awesome mods. They correct fuel burn, flight dynamics. It's probably just submitting questions to the developers. You know, and say, hey, got this. What can we do about it? That's one of the reasons why I'm in Pilot2ATC. Dave, the developer, answers emails typically half an hour, and that's on the long end. So as soon as I come up with a question, simple to a little bit more complicated, he's been right on spot. So where am I? Am I over Groton yet? Coming up. Pretty much most of the planes that I fly is this one, or the default 172. I have a Piper Meridian, the 350 horsepower one. That's super fun and nice. That's a Carenado. And then I usually fly the 208B when I want to make a lot of money on flight sim economy. Do you guys follow John Fly? Yeah, time zones is a big thing for streamers. I'm an East Coast U.S. So yeah, John's stream is always early. I also like Uncertified Pilot. He's in Amsterdam. His streams are really nice. He's got a really friendly tone, super educational tone. Yeah, FSE, that's it. I think it adds a ton to the game. I'd mix up my stuff with flight sim economy. Right now, my Cessna November 212 Bravo is at Dulles Airport. Somebody took it from LaGuardia to Virginia. I'm trying to ferry it back and get it a little closer to home. That was my other option today, was to start with Dulles and then fly back up here. But due to time constraints, and I just wanted to get this going from a towered airport to a non-towered airport. So that's kind of how I landed on today's flight decision. Going to start to drop some altitude here. Bring it down closer to pattern altitude. Yeah, I'm no master at all the mechanics of flying. I've been learning as I go. I started with SubLogic, and then I've been in and out of flight simulators for a long time. Oh, Captain Duckman, that's nice. He'd be a great guy to, kind of bend his ear about flying and stuff. I don't know. Seems super awesome. If he's 20 minutes from you, it'd be great to stop by and buy him a beer. I wish I was a little closer to him. Hopefully he'll make it to Flight Sim Con, which was in Connecticut, which I just learned about the year before last year, a week after it happened. So I was able to attend this year. It was super fun. I got to meet John Fly. I got to meet AeroSim, Cat Strader, Squirrel, Jeff Fabiano. A lot of big YouTube and Twitch guys. I learned a ton. If you're in this area, I'd highly recommend it for next year. Yeah, Joe the Bro, you have a big advantage of flight sim economy on me. I've only been flying it for probably a little over a year and a half now. Tap the fuel gauge. Hey, I went and saw Dunkirk last night. Wow, what an amazing movie. If you wanted to see those Spitfires flying in action, it was super fun. Yeah, someday, maybe if I do this long enough, I'll get a ticket to Cosford. It'd be a lot of fun to go over and, you know, meet like Wycliffe Barrett. He's got a great channel. I like how he tries to keep it on really on the friendly side. Well, getting some crazy wind here. You guys could watch me make a sideways landing. You guys can laugh at me. Oh, just redrew the weather. Just lost my my landmark, my island. We just went from really nice weather to awful. Come on, get the button. See, even just having background chatter, if X-Plane could just have that built into their air traffic control system, I think it just adds a ton. Landing light on, left the landing light on. That's alright. It's good for visibility. Somewhere over here. Here, I'm going to use the Say It feature. Now I'm going to change to the CTAF 1230. And that might take out the air traffic chatter. Yeah, Captain Duckman, that's the way the flight sim con is for me here in the States. It's 20 minutes from my house, barely 20 minutes, probably more like 15. Um, so it's nice to go over there. Don't have to stay the night. Save some of the expense. You know, the disadvantages you don't get in like the late night camaraderie. So next year I may stay up the night. Yeah, the more I learn about, you know, flight simulation, the more I want to go hang out at these things a little bit longer. Back in my early times, like when before the online thing got to be really big and having air traffic control, and basically I was a barnstormer. I just flew from airport to airport in different planes and knew a little bit about navigation, but not a lot. So I never really became pilot. So now I'm trying to become more of a proper pilot. And coming up on traffic pattern altitude, I'll level off here. Plenty of fuel. What was I worried about? I'm gonna have like a gallon left. Yeah, no, and that's why I wouldn't go to Cosford. Same reason. Alright, I'm gonna go rich. I'm gonna add the fuel pump in a little bit later on my pre-landing checklist. I don't want to be squirting on more fuel than I need to. I'm probably even a little early on the mixture. Well, at least it seems like the wind has calmed down a little bit for me as I've dropped below the... Oh, it's redrawing the weather again. Here we go. Hang on. Not too bad. So my approach should be my left-hand turn is like right here. Make my call. Block Island traffic. White Skyhawk, November 212 Bravo, approaching from the north for runway 10, Block Island traffic. Yeah, and see how it Pilot2ATC does this kind of stuff. Woodstock, Gnome, Lumber, Tube, Moon. Yeah, it doesn't understand CTAF calls, so I kind of ignore it, do them for practice. Really, I probably should technically be entering from over here into my left downwind. Actually, the runway's right here. Now, this will be pretty much perfect. Redrawing the weather again. What's going on? I'm going to hand fly this thing and move over. Turn off the autopilot. Take a look around. Yeah, this is Pilot Plus scenery. I think it was 20 bucks US. That's my mark. That must be that. That's the airport right below me. Somehow I missed it. Just overflying. just change my CTAF to runway 28. Block Island traffic, Cessna November 212 Bravo, White Skyhawk entering left downwind for runway 28, Block Island traffic. Yeah, there's the airfield. I could tell from this, I thought it was way closer to the other end of the island. One thing I like about Block Island is that you can almost follow it as a square, so it makes great pattern work. Alright, throw some power out of this thing. Block Island traffic, Cessna 12 Bravo on a left downwind for 28, Block Island traffic. Yeah, so pretty much I follow the edge of the island. There's the runway. Go first notch of flaps below 110. And then usually I cut like right over here somewhere. Make my left. Block Island traffic, Cessna 12 Bravo turning final for 28 Block Island traffic. This is an interesting approach because you land like right over the trees. Yeah, the wind's pushing us all around. Second notch of flaps. Trying to keep my airspeed up for the momentum. Coming in with the crab method, I'm just going to kind of point towards the wind and then push the right rudder forward when I land. See, these trees make it crazy. This is I get a weird frame drop right here too. It's only right here. See, the airspeed drops like crazy. Coming in. Nose, rudder. Hey! I usually don't get excellent. Usually I get good. To rest in peace. That's the landing speed plugin. If you guys don't have that, that's on the xplane.org. Block Island traffic, Cessna Skyhawk clear of runway 28, Block Island traffic. So quick tour of the scenery. The trees are a little bit weird. I think you can turn this grass on and off. I just leave it. I think it does add a little bit to the look. This weird repetitive part of the trees, I wish that was fixed. Yeah, the scenery is really nice. It was a great investment because I do fly to this airport a lot. This is where I typically base my Cessna out of for flight sim economy. Like I said, this weird repetitive stuff with the trees. Seeing that new Terra Flora for Prepared and FSX made me a little bit jealous to how nicely trees can be rendered. Let's see, so I'm just going to park it right here for today. Brake. Off, landing light off. I gotta remember to fuel my plane. I'm gonna have to leave a sticky note. Let's see. Pilot2ATC should be off. Beacon light off. Unplug this. Yeah, no, definitely having more tree models would make this way better. Even if they were spread out. Like, I like the density of them, but because of the repetitive pattern, it's like a Photoshop clone stamp. It's almost too heavy. Like, even if they were repetitive, if they were spread out and a little thinner, I think they would work, and then they get those weird edges when they're all stacked up. But oh well, we're still in the infancy of flight simulation, I think. I think in the next 5 to 10 years, this is going to look like the Stone Age, I hope. Hey, I just wanted to say thank you guys for dropping in by my stream. You guys have an awesome day. Not sure when I'll do my next one, as trying to find a regular schedule. But that will be ironed out as I go with this. So just wanted to say thank you, Captain Duckman. Thank you, Joe the Bro, and anybody else that happens to be dropped by. Looks like a viewership went up a little bit. You guys have a great day. Thanks.